my great pleasure and honor to welcome you all to the first International Conference on Civil, Environmental and Applied Sciences ICCEAS 2025, which will be held in the premises of Gandhi Institute for Education and Technology, Guwahati, on the 18th and 19th of July. On the behalf of the organizing committee, I extend our heartfelt welcome to our distinguished guests, keynote speakers, participants and colleagues who have gathered from around the world to be a part of this conference. This conference brings together brilliant minds, dedicated professionals and passionate individuals from different backgrounds and cultures. Over the course of the next 2 days, we hope to foster insightful dialogue, exchange cutting-edge technologies and ideas, and forge meaningful collaborations. Once again, a hearty welcome, and we are thrilled to have you all here.
Now, I would like to take the opportunity to welcome our Chief Guest, Professor Dr. Karunakaran Nanda, Director, IIT Institute of Physics, Bhubaneswar, Professor Dr. Rajesh Roshan Das, Guest of Honor, IIT Bhubaneswar, Principal of GIT, Professor Dr. Jibananda Jena, HOD of Civil Engineering and Conference Chair, Dr. Vinay Kumar Panikari, Convener of ICCEAS 2025, Dr. Srutinandan Mishra and Dr. Sohan Sankar. I would like to request all the dignitaries to ascend the dais.
Now I would like to request our student volunteers to please pin the badges to our esteemed guests.
Now it's time for us to ignite the lamp, a timeless tradition that signifies the dispelling of darkness and the ushering in of light, love and prosperity. Now I would like to request all the dignitaries to please come forward and light the lamp along with the welcome song.
शरीराय गुणमण्डिताय Institute of Physics. Guest of honor, Professor Rajesh Roshan Das, Sir, IIT Bhubaneswar. Respected Principal of this esteemed institution, Professor Dr. Jivanananda Vedasar, and my colleagues, Professor Dr. Smutiranjan Mishra, Sir, convener of this first international conference, ICCEAS 2025, and Dr. Shobhan Sankalpo, convener of ICCEAS 2025, and respected dignitaries present over here in administration, in academics, associate deans, professors, faculty colleagues, students, paper presentations, session chairs, and students from all of the institution, those who are coming to participate in this first international conference, ICCEAS 2025. Again, good morning to all. It gives me immense pleasure and pride to extend a warm, heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you to the International Conference on Civil, Environmental and Applied Science, ICCEAS 2025, being held at our esteemed institution. On behalf of the organizing committee and both hosting departments, I am honored to greet our distinguished guests, keynote speakers, session chairs, paper presenters, academicians, industry experts, researchers from across the globe. Your presence truly elevates the spirit and purpose of this conference. This ICCEAS 2025 is a platform designed to foster interdisciplinary dialogue, innovations, and collaboration in the fields of civil engineering, environmental science, and applied science. As we all are aware, the challenges facing the world today, from sustainable infrastructure and climate change to technological advancement, require collective intellect and proactive research. This two-day event will aim enriching our knowledge and pushing the boundaries of research and application in these crucial domains. I take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to our respected dignitaries, organizing team, technical committees, and volunteers whose tireless efforts made this conference a reality. Let this conference be a meaningful exchange of ideas, a space to build a new academic relationships, and a step towards sustainable solution for the better tomorrow. Once again, I warmly welcome you all and wish ICCEAS 2025 a grand success. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my privilege to invite the esteemed convener of this event, who has been the driving force behind the successful opening of this conference. We look forward to his insightful words. Please welcome Dr. Smutiranjan Mishra, sir, with a big round of applause.
Good morning, all of you. I, Dr. Smutiranjan Mishra, convener of ICCEAS, welcomes all of you to this conference. Respected chief guest, Professor Karunakaran Nanda, respected guest of honor, Professor Rajesh Roshan Das, esteemed conference chair, general chair, Dr. Jivanananda Vedasar, conference chair, Dr. Vinay Paninde sir, and colleague, convener, Dr. Shobhan Sankalpo, and co-convener, Dr. and all our deans, associate deans, PIC, faculty members, and the student members. It is an immense pride and gratitude that I welcome all the participants to the international conference ICCEAS hosted by Gandhi Institute of Education and Technology pursuit of innovative solutions in the areas of civil engineering, environment sustainability, and also applied sciences. As a convener, I particularly heartened by the diverse and high-quality research contributions received. The enthusiastic participation from researchers, academicians, industry professionals, and students, both of India and also the abroad. The speakers let the conference be not a just showcase of an idea, but also a catalyst for the meaningful collaboration that drives real world impact. I extend my best wishes to all the delegates. In this conference, we have taken the civil engineering, environmental science, and the environmental sustainability and applied science. To this, we have collaborated many universities. We have collaborated SRM University, Andhra Pradesh, Raj University, Bangalore, Centurion University, Odisha, SRBR College, West Bengal, Rampurat College, West Bengal. Also, we have taken the publication partners ICCEAS Web of Conference, which is a Scopus Index, and the QBS, which is the Springer Nature, Journal of Basic Science, and Taylor Francis book series. Also, we have many international guests will be there. I also welcome Dr. Sahira, Dr. Adeline, and Dr. Samita Kadamisi, who is the Director MOS, Minister of Jal Shakti. Again, I wish all of your support with this conference will be a great success. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite our Honorable Principal, Dr. Jivananda Jaina, sir, who has taken up the role of establishing a firm foundation for all of our young minds. So I am requesting you, sir, to address the gathering. Please, sir.
A very good morning, one and all. Honorable Chairman, Gandhi Group of Institutions, Dr. Satya Prakash Madhya, the Revered Vice Chairman, Dr. Jyoti Prakash Mishra, the respected Secretary, Professor Smita Manaman, esteemed chief guest of this inaugural session, Professor Karunakar Nanda sir, Director, Institute of Physics, Bhubaneswar, Revered Guest of Honor, Professor Anand sir, IIT Bhubaneswar, all the dignitaries present on the dash, all the deans, faculty colleagues, invited guests, the participants joined physically and through online across the globe. A very good morning, one and all. I take this opportunity to welcome you all to the inaugural ceremony of the first international conference conducted by the joint effort of Civil Engineering and Basic Science Department, that is International Conference on Civil Engineering, Environmental and Applied Science, ICCEAS. This is just not an event. This is just not an event. It generates idea. The participants, I believe, when you leave this hall, you will go with plenty of ideas. This is a platform, generates ideas, exchange knowledge between academia and research fields. So truly, this kind of platform is highly required, at least for technical institutions. Currently, work is at a juncture, being engineers, being educators, being scientists, it is our moral responsibility to shape our future sustainable and worthy. And this could be possible only when you all the participants sitting before me will carry forward a research to come out with a result. Just don't be in between. Research is not meant to publish papers. Believe it. You have to come out with the results. You have to save your future because you people, you are the tongues. Anyway, who is the online participants? So I must be. So definitely ICCEAS is a sparking for collaboration, and we are eagerly interested to collaborate with many institutions, those the representatives of the institutions, those who have joined with us. I am very much thankful. I am very much thankful to our management people, our vice chairman who stands strong behind this initiative and lighting our paths and helping us to go into that complex terrains. I must appreciate all the members of the organizing committee. Their tireless effort and proper planning and coordination gives us this result that we are sitting here today. So one thing, it reminds me, if there is a proper execution, if there is a planning and proper execution, success follows. And this is the result, ICCEAS. I must thankful to the technical committee. You are the touch of the scientific credibility. You have reviewed many papers day and night. In reality, we have been always believed in the synergy of tradition and technology. The educators, the mentors, the academicians, our academic partners, the participants, we all give them the highest regard. And through this forum, we extend our respect for a global life. I am very much thankful to our chief guest, Professor Karunakaran sir, out of his busy schedule. He accepted our invitation and today joined with us to bless this inaugural session. Sir, we are very much thankful and JIT is also thankful. And my deepest gratitude to Dr. Arya sir, Professor I.N. Bhubaneswar. He has joined with us to beautify this inaugural session. Thank you, sir. So, at the end, I believe the upcoming technical sessions of the 2 days of this international conference must be highly informative and valuable for all the participants joined physically and through online. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Now it's my honor to invite our guest of honor, Dr. Rajesh Roshan Das, sir, a professor in the School of Infrastructure at IIT Bhubaneswar. He also serves as the Dean of Student Affairs. He has a PhD in Civil Engineering from IIT Roorkee and has been with IIT Bhubaneswar since 2010. His research focuses on environmental engineering, particularly wastewater treatment and phytoremediation. So, I would like to request Dr. Rajesh Roshan Das sir to address the gathering. Please, sir.
afternoon all of you. Dignitaries on the dais, Professor Pranita Sandhar, Principal of this Institute, Professor Jivanjyoti Jena, and Head of the Department of Civil Engineering, Dr. Vinay, and the esteemed guest present here, the faculty members, students, and the participants. It is a very pleasant moment for me to be part of this first international conference on civil, environmental, and applied sciences. So I am basically civil engineer, as well as my specialist is in environmental engineering. And seeing that the theme of the conference is focusing on three aspects, that is civil engineering, environmental engineering, and as well as applied sciences. So a lot of development, like all these three are the major areas nowadays we are focusing, and there is a lot of developments in the area of civil engineering in terms of materials, in terms of construction, in terms of design, and environmental engineering is the main. Everybody is, if they watch, like everything you do, you have to take care of the environment. So in that way, all the designs and all the constructions related to civil engineering, we have to take care of the environmental pollution control. Okay, so in that way, I can say these two are the most important aspects which is covered in the conference. And applied science, anyway, this is the basic. Always we will be applying the science in all the engineering solutions or the problems to solve the what are the requirements. So I commended the organizing team members and the faculty members of this institute, the students, for organizing this nice conference, the first international conference of this institute organizing. And also I want to mention a few points which the institute may take care in future. So as an institute affairs and ideology, we will take care of the gender equality. So always you can see girl students should not be only engaged for giving bouquet and maybe any moment to all these things. So we have to maintain the balance. Boys also, so we involved in all these activities. Okay, it is not necessary that only girls will be doing these activities. Okay, so maybe in future, because we are applying the same thing in our institute, and in future also you may take care of these things. That is one of the suggestions. If you take it positively, we can yeah. So that would be good. Okay, so anyway, I'm very happy that to be part of this conference, and I'm going to give a talk maybe after 30 minutes. Okay, so at that time we'll discuss more about some environmental aspects. Thank you all. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful words. Before inviting the other guests, I would like to request Chandan sir to please check the connectivity of Dr. Shahira. Now it is my pleasure to invite Dr. Shahira Blakely to address the gathering. Dr. Shahira has earned her doctorate degree with distinction from the Department of Urban Design and Planning at the University of Washington, Seattle, then received the Faculty Medal Honor for her outstanding research and methodology. Currently, she serves as an associate professor at the United Arab Emirates University, specializing in architecture, urban design and planning. It will be our absolute delight to hear from Dr. Shahira. Please welcome.
Good morning, good afternoon everyone. Thank you for having me with you, and you all hear me? Is my voice clear? And I want to ask to share my screen, please.
Are you audible?
very good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me in this very first important conference and at this very recognizable institute. Thank you for distinguished speakers and the immigration. Thank you for the audience. And I would like to share with you my talk today, which is about the right to rebuild, urban resilience, and spatial justice and oversight in Palestine. In my talk, and I hope my voice is clear, maybe I should turn off my camera to have a better audio. I will be talking about the colonial settler-colonial setting in Palestine and the continuous assault that is happening right now, and the deliberate destruction of infrastructure and human space. Are you able to hear me? Yes? Madam? Yes, I do. This is the inaugural function. The presentation is after the inauguration. Sorry? The presentation is just for the inauguration, ma'am. This is not my presentation time? Well, I couldn't. Inauguration function, no matter. Just to introduce myself, really? Madam, just address this gathering. This is the inauguration. Your voice is breaking. I'm sorry for the confusion. This is the inauguration function. The talk is after the inauguration function. I see. Okay, thank you. Sorry for the confusion. Sorry. The voice was not clear, so I didn't know what exactly was it. I sent an email saying the voice was breaking, so I couldn't hear what was. I only heard my name, so apologies for any confusion.
Now it's my honor to introduce Dr. Sabita Madhuri Singh, Director, Ministry of Jal Shakti. She has also worked as Joint Director in Ministry of Jal Shakti and Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. She has also done her PhD from IIT Varanasi. Now I would like to request Dr. Sabita Madhuri Singh Madam to address the gathering. Please, Madam.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It's a warm welcome for this conference. It's my true privilege to be in front of you today for this significant conference on this civil environmental applied science. And I think it's a very paramount important to understand this our present and future. I'm working in the water ministry, the water statistic. I will talk about the water statistic in India, along with the associated challenges and solutions. And I believe that this kind of conferences we can understand the challenges as well as the solutions regarding the water management, emerging contaminations, and other factors. So, as we think of India blessed with the life-giving rivers, waters, but still we are facing lots of water scarcity challenges. And look at the number when we're talking about 18% of the human populations, world populations are there in the world, only 4% is the fresh water. We all know about this statistic, but we are declining in only per cubic meter per capita consumptions. In 1951, it was around 5,000 cubic meters computer available. Now it's increasing to 1,400, and this is expecting it will reduce to the 2050 by 1,140. So when we see this the statistic, we understand this is a water stress category we are achieving in the country, and it's all together. We as a researcher, as a policy maker, we have to work together to understand what kind of crisis it is going to be in the future and what we can contribute in this regard. So based on this, because it's really needed research and this kind of discussions and also the solutions. So for this, I get this kind of conference really policy makers, researchers, much everybody. So I wish you all the best for this deliberations and for this conference. Thank you all, and thank you. Wish you very good luck for your conference. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It is now time to hear from our honorable chief guest, Professor Karunakar Nanda. Professor Karunakar Nanda assumed the post of Director, Institute of Physics, Bhubaneswar from 16/6/21. He obtained his PhD from Institute of Physics, Bhubaneswar itself. He held guest scientist position at the Gerard MacArthur University, Duisburg, Germany, and postdoctoral position at the Dublin City University, Dublin. He became the chairman of Material Research Center, IISc, Bangalore, in 2018. He is known for his research in the field of condensed matter physics, material science and nanoscience. Professor Nanda has developed a liquid drop model for the size-dependent melting on nanostructured materials that has been highly cited 725 times to be precise. He has also developed an effective mass model to understand the size and dimensionality dependent band gap of nanostructured materials that has also been well appreciated. He has been selected as one of the world's top 2% scientists. The survey released by Stanford University, and within 0.05% of 30 million scholars worldwide ranked by Scholar GPS. We would be delighted to hear from you, sir. We would like to welcome Professor Karunakar Nanda.
Good morning, everyone. Respected visitors on the dais, Professor Rajesh Das, Dr. Savita Navi Singh, who are online, Vice Chairman Prakash Mishra, Principal Dr. Devananda Jena, Convener Suryanand Mishra, and Conference Chair Dr. Vinay Kumar Manikrai, teachers, students, and speakers of this conference. As you all know, this is the first conference on international conference on civil, environment, and applied sciences. And when we talk about civil, especially civil engineering, it will be unfair if I could mention the name of Mrs. Swaraj. As you know, engineer M. Swaraj is civil engineer from Bangalore, Karnataka. And when you talk about him, and I don't mention about our Hirakud dam, that also will be not there. Because it was brainchild, our Hirakud dam, you know. Okay, it's the brainchild of Mrs. Swaraj. And at that time, it basically got inaugurated in the year 1957. So you can imagine that infrastructure, the kind of exporting we have those days. And still we would create the history by making the credit goes to civil engineers. And of course, when you talk about engineers, then especially you talk about climate or environment, we must now think about how we can have buildings where ACs are not required. But if you go to the report of National Renewable Energy Law, the world produces 2 billion tons of carbon dioxide every year. If you can have buildings which doesn't require air conditioning, then we can reduce the emission of pollution. And I believe civil engineer can do that. Because I was reading a report, and I came across that report around 2023. In US, they have developed a design, a 1400 square building without air conditioning. And the design is such that the temperature inside is 18 degrees, cooler than the other building is nearby. If you can have that kind of design, basically the wall has, I understand the walls have some roof, and outside they have a kind of woody which reflects sunlight, and that keeps the building temperature quite low, and as I say, 18 degrees below. Then the normal design comes basically nearby. And especially, as you all know, we are aware about the global warming. So this kind of design can help us to avoid the air conditioning. And of course, if I remember my childhood days, and especially in our village, there are pakka house. And those days, the pillar used to have only bricks. That way you have to have this, what is it called, TFT bar or something like that. Okay, but nowadays you have this on the pillar, they will be having concrete as well as the TFT bar. That's just to enhance the strength of the pillar. But if you look at how does it happen, why you have, so you can have the pillar with only concrete. Then why should they have this TFT bar reinforced concrete? Basically, it enhances the mechanical strength of that material. And that's how the basic science comes into picture. So always, basic science then comes to engineering, and it should go together. And in this regard, I must mention a quadrant. It's called Pasteur quadrant. I don't know how many of you know that. It's called Pasteur quadrant. That if you know about a graph, you have 4 quadrants. If you put a cross in the graph paper, you have 4 quadrants. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. First quadrant is called Bohr quadrant. Second quadrant is called Pasteur quadrant. Third quadrant is called Thomas quadrant. Fourth is not named yet. And why the first quadrant is called Bohr quadrant? Because Bohr was interested on basic science. You are not worried about the application. Not at all. These are the kind of where my theory will be, my discovery will be applicable or not. But I will just do the basic science. Then you must have heard about the incandescent bulb, which was developed by Thomas Edison. And his idea was that I am not worried about the basic science. I am worried about the application only. I don't care whether the basic science or the mechanism, anything behind. But somebody told him that if you take a filament and pass electric current, it grows. So he developed the why it is right, how much current is required. I don't care about the mechanism and all, but I can develop a valve. So that is the third quadrant. Second quadrant is the western quadrant. We say no, it's not right. Neither Bohr is right nor Thomas is right. One should have the understanding. And then once you have the understanding, then you should go further. So, and why I'm talking about this quadrant. And fourth quadrant, of course, as I said, it is not named yet. It's probably the general public, they are not worried about basic science and they are not worried about energy. But in this regard, I can draw an analogy. Like scientists, especially those who are dealing with basic science, they can be kept in the first quadrant. And of course, if I talk about doctors, they can be kept in the third quadrant. Generally, I don't think that any doctor is worried about the design of the machine, the principle behind it. They are just worried about the results and then they do the analysis. So they are not worried about anything else. They only are worried about the results. So I put them in the third quadrant. However, I put the engineer in the second quadrant because they have to understand the basic science so that they can develop, usually to develop some new machines. So I put engineers in the second quadrant, and their role is really, for the society development, is quite important. As you are going to see a lot of challenges in your near future, of course, we have global warming, we have to protect our environment, the role of engineers, the role of basic science, that must be there. And I believe this kind of conferences bring these people together so that you can have some fruitful discussion, you can have a lot of ideas, because nowadays the collaboration is quite important. Collaboration is really important, like I talked about the pillar. Neither we can use only concrete, now we can use only the bar, the TNT bar. So you have to have both, so that you have the straight of its wall. So, and before I conclude, I give another example where I consider the engineer to be the choreographer. So in Hindi movie, you must have seen there are Hindi songs. Okay. There will be lyricists. Of course, there are actors. In between, there are choreographers. And again, I take the example of, a movie. It's a famous movie called Puspa. Right? You must have seen that movie. And there is a song, famous song. Sami, I don't know whether people are hearing on me or not. Nowadays everybody are dealing with the mobile. Okay? So don't do that. You can see your mobile afterwards. Okay? You call me at any time. Okay? My phone will not ring. It will not ring at all. Whenever I want to use that, I look at the screen. The hour is out. So don't do that. We are long way to go. You are the future of the country. And especially people rely on the young people. When India is thinking about doing the Viksit Bharat by 2027, I don't think that I will be there. But definitely you will be there. 2-3 years down the time. At that time you will be around 45 or 50. You will be the top bearer. So use the mobile whenever is required. Okay. Otherwise this kind of conference, this kind of gathering has no meaning. This conference, kind of conferences are for you. Okay. But now I come to the last part. So, I was talking about that question, who are the actor and actress, you can immediately raise your hand, right? But if you ask the question, who is the lyricist, you may not be knowing. If I ask the question, who are the choreographers, you may not be knowing. Same thing if I take the example of thermometer, simple thermometer, who has invented the thermometer? You may not be knowing. But you know the doctor who has used it, simply who has used it. Like, any sounds, you remember the actors. So I consider the lyric scientist as a lyricist. Engineers are the choreographer, and doctors are all the actors. So we remember that. We don't remember who are the choreographers. Okay, like the watch, not the digital watch. I'm talking about the analog watch. We only see the three needles. We don't see the machine which works behind, which makes this needles to run. Okay, so we are like that. But as I said, our contribution has to be there, and you are the future of the country. You can take it forward, and you can take, or you can make the India by 2047 and you see the Bharat. With this, I conclude my speech and wish the conference to be a great success. Thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring and insightful words. Now, on behalf of the organizing committee, it's my great pleasure to officially open the proceedings of the first conference on Civil, Environmental and Applied Sciences 2025. We are thrilled to have such a distinguished group of speakers, experts and delegates with us today, and we look forward to the vibrant discussions, thought-provoking presentations and valuable networking that will unfold over the course of the event.
In order to express our respect and gratitude towards our eminent guest, it is now time for the felicitation ceremony. I would like to request our esteemed principal sir to please felicitate our chief guest. Now I would like to request Dr. Vinay Kumar Panigrahi sir to please felicitate our guest of honor.
Now, I would like to request convener of ICCEAS-2025, Dr. Sovan Sankar sir, to give the vote of thanks. Please, sir.
ICCEAS 2025. First and foremost, I extend my deepest gratitude to our chief guest, Dr. Nanda, Director, Institute of Physics, Bhubaneswar, for gracing us with his presence and delivering an insightful inaugural address that set an inspiring tone for the conference. I also sincerely thank our guest of honor, Dr. Rajesh Roshan Das, Professor IIT Bhubaneswar, for his gracious presence and thoughtful remarks that added immense value to our gathering. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our academic partners, Christ University, SRBI Engineering College, Centurion University, SRM University, and Rampurat College for their unwavering support and collaboration that has immensely strengthened this conference academic stature. I express my sincere appreciation to our publishing partner, ICCEAS Web of Conference, Journal of Basic Science, and Curious Journal of Engineering for ensuring that hard work of our researchers reaches the global academic community through quality publication. A special note of thanks to our respected Chairman Sir, Secretary Madam, Vice Chairman Sir of GIT Madhyatani, whose visionary leadership and encouragement made ICCEAS 2025 possible. I am deeply grateful to our Principal, Dr. Jivanandan Jena Sir, for his dynamic guidance and support at every stage. I would like to place on record my thanks to our conference chair, Dr. Vinay Kumar Panigrahi, my other convener, Dr. Shruti Ranjan Misra, and all our deans, HODs, and faculty members across department who contributed in organizing, reviewing, mentoring, and facilitating the conference activities with utmost dedication. A special mention and heartfelt thanks to my colleagues from Department of Civil Engineering and the Basic Science and Humanities Department for standing beside me with consistent support, energy, and teamwork from inception to execution. To our esteemed international guests, especially Dr. Sahara from UAE University, Dr. Adeline from Swinburne University, Malaysia, and Dr. Samita Magni Singh, Director, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India, your presence and words have truly elevated the academic value and global spirit of this event. Lastly, I thank each one of the participants, keynote speakers, reviewers, session chairs, volunteers, and attendants for making this conference vibrant and intellectually stimulating. Let us continue to strive together in innovating sustainable futures through science and engineering. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for this gathering, and now it is time for the tea break, so all of you can disperse for the tea break. Thank you. You can all join back after 10 minutes for the keynote.
다른 거잖아.
Alright, so I hear background voices, and I hear my voice actually. Sorry, yeah, I will do that. Alright, good morning, good afternoon everyone. Thank you for this very important conference and for all the distinguished speakers. Thank you for having me. I acknowledge all the efforts behind this event and looking forward to keep this discussion going. So in line part, which is the right to rebuild, urban resilience and social justice amid ecocide in Palestine, I will be talking about contextualizing ecocide in Palestine. And as you may all know, the colonial Israeli military actions, especially the substantive wars in the Gaza Strip, culminating in the current war, reflect a deliberate and systematic strategy of modern warfare. The people of Gaza who have faced persistent challenges and suffering became devastated during these attacks. And it's not only in the Gaza Strip, of course, it's across all Palestine, West Bank, Jerusalem, and all refugee camps. So the daily efforts are destroyed in Palestine, and when I'm talking about the exercise and contextualizing it, I need to refer about the deliberate physical destruction of urban infrastructure, the erasure infrastructure of the colonialism, the settlers, the settlements, the Israeli war, the demolition of houses, and the destruction of critical infrastructure of everyday life. And I will focus briefly in this talk about the situation in the Gaza Strip and the genocidal war happening right now, and after almost 18 years of bloodshed and 7 consecutive wars, we are talking about continuous forced displacement of the Palestinians, and we are talking about almost demolishing of most of the houses, commercial facilities, school buildings, healthcare facilities, road networks, and all the agricultural plants. All these are either totally or partially destroyed. And when I'm referring to this, I'm talking about also examining cases happening across the world, not only in the Gaza Strip, but in other post-conflict construction or disasters, even post-construction situation and context, to learn and draw lessons on how rebuilding could happen and how planning for recovery and analyzing the complexities behind all these destruction could be applied to rebuild and bring back the right to rebuild in a situation in Gaza. And in examining those cases studies on post-disaster, post-war reconstruction, it's essential to analyze the level of complexity and existing challenges embedded within these conflicts. And effective reconstruction plans must be addressed to be comprehensive, respective, and dealing with the consequences of these multi-layered urban conflicts. And what I'm suggesting here in this talk is the vision and framework of the right to rebuild, and how can hope and urban approaches bring back this hope actually, and draw policies that is responding and can deal with this excessive destruction and complex vulnerability. And when we are talking about this, I'm talking about how urban approaches and policies can respond to excessive destruction and complex vulnerabilities, and initiatives about recovery and healing are intertwined and complex. And the more intense the destruction is, the more radical planning is needed to respond to emerging circumstances of affected communities and for planning, replanning infrastructure and rebuilding cities with all essential needed for a decent life. And when the past and the present have been destroyed, this demand is focusing more on how to can hope and resilience be invested despite all this ongoing war. So it is important to plan a vision of recovery and healing, as observed from historical cases and lessons that I just presented, and how these cities have survived and redeveloped after this disaster. So preparing a vision during ongoing war demonstrates the importance of urban planning and architecture in recovering the meaning of the city, of course, by incorporating the previously existing patterns and practices and involving the local community. The complexity in the situation of the campus is intensified because of course, the ongoing situation and the fragmented nature of the community. And this yeah, can you hear me now? Sorry, it seems I just wrong button. Yeah, sorry for that. So the comprehensive approach to collect the basis of the damages and emotions, of course, socioeconomics and physical losses. So it allows us to deal with the long-term processes, but also allows us to incorporate the incremental steps of development. So the healing organism is deeply rooted in the process of interaction between human experiences and the urban environment, especially in the aftermath of military assets. So the intertwined relationship between these proposed three fields, well-being, spatial recovery, and governance, are discussed briefly. So the well-being is in response to the trauma imposed by successive wars, radical openness towards hope for a better future in the life. Such hope could break the cycle of hope. The method of hope has been utilized in other cases to articulate still undischarged future for the past, to reimagine a future disrupted from the uncertain present. So this will allow us to look at the collective agency, nurturing hope and well-being, become a strategic tool for resilience and survival, and it allows us to connect the fragmented community and acknowledge their vulnerabilities and broken emotions. And also it allows us to cultivate this collective identity, social cohesion and suhoor that was embedded in the culture and the resistance of the Palestinians, and allow us also to work with community-driven collective approaches, social and economic recovery, and bring the opportunity for youth leadership to take their role and responsibilities in such labor that I mentioned. So this collective agency and this spirit and sense of belonging and home allows us to restore these relationships, traditions, and cultural practices as essential for enhancing the global socio-cultural capital and symbol for these fragmented pieces. And here we are, I am suggesting this local approach, which is balancing the local autonomy with global solidarity towards sustainable framework where communities act locally but benefits also from the global resources, knowledge, and empowering them to rebuild and thrive. The special recovery here is talking about the professional collective mission, which is the ethos of professional responsibility, and where can we all as practitioners, academics, students, the universities, institutions be part of this participatory process that embrace time and flexibility and allowing for the evolution of solutions as communities rebuild their confidence. And also in activating this local institution and civil society role, the program there is a perspective of data have to be part of all this rebuilding process. And this collective approach integrates both formal and informal development efforts as a necessary approach to meet urgent housing needs by preventing misuse of public land and that is dedicated for infrastructure and communal services. So the spatial recovery here will be built on the social recovery and well-being, allowing for the commemoration of what has happened, acknowledging it and acknowledging the people suffering while we are rebuilding their houses, their places, their infrastructure and their livelihood cities again, while the global commemoration for those dignified and allowing for dignified burial of their losses and their blood, and allowing for also building memorial spaces for them to acknowledge their losses. So for this part of combination between the well-being and the physical infrastructure, we are allowing also the cultural heritage to be part of this acknowledgement and this process of rebuilding to maximize and build on the capital and the legacy of this global part of the world. And for this spatial recovery, it is not beneficial to divert into different terms and different times in terms of immediate needs, medium urgency needs, and long-term development, so that we can offer a balance between what is needed now and what could be built in the future. And we are here, or in this slide, we are saying that removal from reality, for example, is the most urgent thing, but also creating this level is a long-term thing so that we can balance the damage to the rebuild. And the recovery and creating some sort of recovery hubs where the community comes together to share their in-kind contribution and their knowledge and skills in the rebuilding. So the implementation of this framework developed through collaboration with regional more affected areas and local government will allow for the reconstruction, whether it's temporary or permanent, and will be implemented in the different districts, either in the north or way out in the northwest part. This will allow for considering principles of environmental sustainability, natural resources, and available technology. In this taking of time and space, the rebuilding will allow in all these categories the engagement of the community and the needed skills and learning and the existing conditions on the ground and the local initiatives that people are communicating for survival. So instead of looking at only the short-term lessons, we will be considering the longer-term lessons in terms of how to incorporate everyday practices into the long-term development and resilience that the Palestinians and any affected world region deserves to live in dignity and humanity. And for this government aspect, which is the third field of this framework, it's a critical, governments play a critical role in post-war reconstruction, in the Gaza Strip and in any place that is affected those wars, due to complex challenges posed by devastation and destruction. Social fragmentation and political instability are also part of the consequences of these wars. So it involves significant financial and material resources, of course, and effective governance structure that ensures efficient management, allocation, and distribution of resources if needed. This requires comprehensive coordination across multiple levels, both national and local, including the resident for the community itself, professional, displaced communities, and technical skills that support all these efforts. The question is who should be involved in post-war reconstruction is conventional, and might compromise approaches of offering failed regime reforms, political stability, and sometimes subjected to preconditions of specific governments. And it involves a multitude of different levels as I just mentioned. So humanitarian organizations and government bodies each have their role and should be involved, but of course priorities needs to be aligned to avoid miscoordination these priorities with people's needs and environment. So reconstruction and development plans for the Gaza Strip requires these points that we see on the screen in terms of effective governance structure, efficient management, allocation and distribution of resources, alignment with local plans and national strategies, prioritizing voices of local communities, considering individual innovative and sustainable solutions, and of course social equity and justice. What does this take in terms of moving forward in this field? So the journey towards rebuilding Gaza is burdened with challenges. By placing the community as part of the reconstruction, it is possible to create a more just and prosperous future for its inhabitants. What I'm suggesting here is being urbanism, and it offers a pathway to rebuild not only the physical space of the Gaza Strip and Palestine, but also the emotional and social fabric disturbed by war. Achieving this goal requires a coordinated and comprehensive approach that integrates the themes of well-being, social recovery, and collaborative governance, as I just explained. So the ultimate goal in community resilience helps to break cycles of despair and to imagine a future that lessens the present uncertainty. As seen in other warfare regions, the sensitive nature of rebuilding in the Gaza or in Palestine requires careful consideration of local dynamics, ensuring that recovery efforts avoid exacerbating existing vulnerabilities. Addressing these complexities requires not only political but also innovative governance framework that ensures justice, equity, and participation. Leading urbanism offers a vision to sustain the interdependence among the three themes and reflects the numerous challenges of rebuilding the Gaza Strip while ensuring humanity, dignity, inclusiveness, and sustainability. I appreciate your time and thank you for listening, and please, if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer.
Hey, sir, any questions? Any questions? Thank you, Koyal. Sir, thank you, Koyal.
Yes, I can hear you.
So one thing about the like
Hello? Yes? Yes, ma'am. This is Dr. Sowan. Yes, Dr. Sowan. Thank you so much for your wonderful presentation. It was very nice connecting with you.
some technical gains I think which happened initially.
Yeah, maybe the network here in Palestine is not working properly all the time, and I was facing also issues during most of the conversation. I hope the screen at least and the text were clear so that what you could hear could at least read.
Yes, ma'am. The video and text were very clear. No problem.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hope to see you someday in person at JIT Palestine.
Very much so looking forward. I missed this in my forward opening to say that it's unfortunate that I'm only able to join you online. And I'm looking forward to the follow-up event that we discussed recently, that I can join you in person and be in such dynamic crowd that you have. I see it on the screen and I feel like, why I'm not with you? And I can share all this network and conversation with this interesting crowd that you have. You are lucky now.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. If there is any Q&A question, I will stay with you. Maybe somebody has some question.
Participants are wishing to ask any questions. Following participants. Actually, most of the participants, madam, are going through that technical session. They are getting ready to start the technical session.
Good luck with all your events, and please let me know if further contribution is needed from my end.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much for giving your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And I wish you all the best for the remaining of your event.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I will disconnect now. In case anything is needed, please email me.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Hello everyone. We will be having our next online keynote at 12:45 p.m. So one third. वो सब आपको ये जो लिंक आपने देखा है जो ईमेल थ्रू ईमेल तो as per our slot we have to join in that link only na yes sir this is the email link yes technical session link that I will send to you through yes we have it sir thank you sir.
Online or offline? Offline. That is
सर ठीक है फिर स्लाइड
Now, for the keynote speech, I would like to invite our keynote speaker, Dr. Rajesh Roshan Das, Professor in IIT Bhubaneswar, who also serves as the Dean of Student Affairs, and he has a PhD in Civil Engineering from IIT Roorkee and has been with IIT Bhubaneswar since 2010. I would like to request Dr. Rajesh Roshan Das sir for his keynote speech. Please, sir.
It is now my pleasure to introduce you Dr. Adeline Amy of Singapore University, Malaysia. She is currently working as a senior lecturer and associate dean to the Faculty of Engineering, Computing and Science. She is a professional engineer with a practicing certificate to the Board of Engineers Malaysia and a member of the Malaysia Foreign Institute. And now
season लो link करना आपको parallel season लो link करना
Hello. Very good afternoon to one and all. Thank you, Gandhi Institute of Education, ICCEAS 2025 Chairperson sir and Convener sir for accepting my paper and for offline presentation. So basically, I am Sunita Sarangi. Today I will present here property investigation of sugarcane bagagias agriculture byproduct for sustainable concrete structure with nano-seed additive. So it is a very teamwork. First of all, myself Sunita, Suganya Om, he is from GIT below, Vishwavarati Nayak, Subham Jaina and Swaradika Behra. So basically, I am here for all of you know the cement production huge amount of there in our worldwide. So I am just replacing of cement because it is the carbon which is effect in our environment. So I recycle that with sugarcane bagagias. All of you know the sugarcane packaging because all over here it will available. So this is my introduction. I will just share a little graph of population with industry. So here I will represent in 2018 to 2023. The population will be increased. Huge population means construction also there. So we go for the product. So if we replace with cement, then it will be better future for us, basically for civil engineers. So here the material I am using. Basically I am going for M25 mix design. This is my chart. Cement, fine aggregate, post aggregate with water and SCBA. That is the sugarcane packages I am using. And basic thing, I just collect this one not from the industry. I will collect from the outside of the window. Then I will product as a 10 mm thickness of the whole part of the fiber. Then I will go for the arc. And it will a certain temperature I will make a arc. See here, first image is the raw of the sugar packaging. Then after arc, the second one, and next is the image of the compressive string before we are using the compaction, normal paste, basic gravity, soundness, all this testing in this figure. Next, I will go for the result and discussion. It is very important because we know civil engineers, if nowadays we are sustainable means we go for the sustainable product. So, if this material will be better strength, then our future work will be bright. So, here in 10%, if I recycle with 10% of cement, the strength will be 28.57 Newton per mm square. That is the compressive strength of 28 days. It is nearly about the control mix M25. So if huge amount of replacement means the strength will be reduced. Because why? It is the binding property. It is not properly binded. That's why we go for the use of additives. This is the graph of compressive strength. Normal control mix with various percentage, 10%, 12.5% and 15% I am using here. So in control mix, if I have compared with 10-25 or 10% replacement, the result will be better rather than 15 and 12.5 because I already told about this. Next, this is the additive addition of 1%. Why I added? Because of strengthening the structure. So here I will go for the strength about 12.5 and 50%. So I will add 1% of SiO2 with control mix and ask for the variation. So let's see, the graph will be in, sorry. Yeah, this is very important because if we added nano silica, so initially it will increase and randomly it will increase up to very percentage. But I am only using 15% replacement. So here, if we, in our further work, if I adding more, then maybe it will increase or may not. I didn't go for that work. So that one is my future work here. Next, I will show the FSM and exciting. Why we all go for this? Because inside the concrete, we have to know which element is best, and if the element will be react with another element, what should be produced. So that one is now very effective experiment in this XRD and FSM. Here silica also higher 60 to 70% more. So the strength will be higher. So here also we get CHS gel, that the skeletal structure having silica, then calcium, all these things. So we got the CHS gel here. If we got the CHS gel means the strength will be higher. Then next, same in this graph we will take for the all compounds. If that compounds will be react with nanosilica, also strengthening the structure. So if the material having less silica, then we can manage inside that material to using some additives or some super plasticizer. So next, my conclusion. Here I got in 10% replacement the best result. If we go for the product wise, we can go better product for that near future. So for our further work, we will present as a productivity. If time will be considered, then next, if additive will be more, what will be there, we can see. So this is my research work. Thank you all.
Any questions? Any questions from audience side?
Is there any questions? Is there? Is
Ma'am, when you added SiO2 with the control one, strength has not been increased much more as compared to when it is added with the 50%. The reason behind why it is.
Yes, actually a very good question. In already cement having silica, all these ingredients. If we added additives, not that much effect in cement because already cement gain because of lime, hydration process is there. But in my product, why it will added in nanosilica, it will better strength because some less elements also there. If that element will be react, then some extra reaction will be compound. That will be the main cause in my product. So if we are using this one as per the construction work, we can get the better result.
And what about tensile properties?
I didn't get the tensile properties, only properties of which I am saying, that one I will add. Next future I can go for the tensile flexure also, sir.
Good.
Thank you, sir. Is there any question? Thank you, sir.
ଏପଟକୁ ପଳେଇ ଆସିଲେ ସୁବିଧା ଏଟା ଦେଖାଯାଆନ୍ତା ଆଉ ତାଙ୍କ ସୁବିଧା ହୁଅନ୍ତା।
Now, Rajabandhu Nanda sir, Assistant Professor, Department of Electric Chemistry at Vikramdev University, Jaipur. He obtained his Masters from Province Autonomous College and PhD from Utkal University. Dr. Nanda currently engaged in cutting-edge research in solution chemistry, nuclear chemistry, and nanomaterials. With over 26 years of teaching experience, he has consistently imparted knowledge at both undergraduate and postgraduate level. So now I would like to request Dr. Vipinanda sir to give his keynote speech.
Thank you, Professor Vipinanda. Honorable Vice Chairman of this prestigious institute, Dr. Jyoti Prakash Mishra sir, Principal Dr. Jivanandan Jena sir, Conference Chair Professor Vijay Kumar Panigai sir, Convener Professor Shruti Ranjan Mishra sir, Professor A. Sankal sir, Professors of the Department of Civil Engineering, Environmental Science, and Basic Science and Humanities, Professors of all the branches, and dear students and participants. Students, before going to start my topic, I want to introduce myself. I am a typical teacher, and in this teaching line, during this 26 years of teaching experience, I am not only teaching the science students, also I have taught the engineering students, medical students, and finally the BSc chemistry, MSc chemistry, and PhD chemistry. So I am a teacher. Research is the last thing. So on that basis, I am telling you very general topic, that is waste to energy. This is coming under the environmental branch. So waste to energy. So before that, first I pray the God Ganesh, Bhakratanda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha, Nirtikirun Kurume Deva, Sarvakari Sarvas. The war you have started, the war you are going to be started. So everything should be good. So that is the prayer in front of our God. So about me, already you know, my heading of this topic, biodiesel production from waste cooking oil. So the points to be discussed, but first I have to tell you what are the fats and oils, types of oil, and the changes in cooking oil due to repeated use, and a harmful effect of burnt cooking oil, and biodiesel from used cooking oil, then the contribution of a waste cooking oil in biodiesel production. So these are the most important part. So first we have to go towards what is fat. So fats, simple thing, is nothing but the fatty acids. The carboxylic acids are known as fat. If the oil in the solid form is known as fat. I am telling you, fat usually means any ester of fatty acids that occur in living beings or in food. When you are eating the meat, we are eating different foods, then we are getting that fat and it enters into our body and it becomes fat. So therefore, the name is coming from that fat. They are solid at room temperature. There are two types of fat. One is solid at room. They are saturated fat and a trans fat. So what are saturated trans fat? In the next slide I shall discuss. There saturated fat in fish and poultry is less when compared to the other animals. If you are taking meat, then you are getting more fat. When you are eating the fish and other poultry, then you are getting less fat. Next, what is oil? So fat that are liquid at room temperature are known as oil. Actually, if you see sometimes some oils are solidified in the cold condition. So you can say that these are fat. No, the oil may be divided into different parts. One is the saturated oil and unsaturated oil. Saturated oils, what are saturated oil? If the oil or the carbon compounds, I shall show you the organic compound. I am not showing you because most of the students are coming, or participants are coming from the engineering lab. If I say the direct chemistry, then you may be bored or you may be confused. Therefore, I am not touching about the chemistry part. I am just telling you about the main thing, which is the basic or fundamental for fats and oils. Then we shall go for types of unsaturated fats. How many? And there are two types of unsaturated fats: monounsaturated and polyunsaturated. Then monounsaturated fat is found in nuts, vegetable oils, and avocado. So they are monounsaturated. That means one double bond is there. Only one double bond. If more than one double bond is there, then we say that it is a polyunsaturated fat. Actually, polyunsaturated fat are good for health than the saturated fat. So sometimes we are making it saturated for economic, for our use. Polyunsaturated fat is found in oils such as sunflower oil, corn, and soya bean. So there are two types of polyunsaturated fats. There are omega-3 and omega-6. Omega-3, I mean, sometimes we are taking as a tablet omega-3 because our body only for that. If this will not present, then we shall feel this type of disease will come. Then come to types of oils with that. Depending on the use, where we are using. If you are using in food, then food uses. So these are known as cooking oils. If you are using in medicinal purpose, then such as mineral oils used for therapeutic applications. Then there is the fuel oils, petroleum products, or petrol, diesel, so all are these type of oils. Industrial applications are there, religious and cultural practices are there. So these are different type of oils. So what is cooking oil? Cooking oil is also known as edible oil. If you are going to market and purchasing some oil, you will retain that edible oil. That means it can be digested by the body. And it is composed of 96% of triglyceride. If we shall only take oil, then triglyceride will be deposited in our body. Then you will go to doctor and it will test your blood, then triglyceride matter body jayego. Apan ko apna ya kham kori share in the restrict karaji. Setme you have to understand why. Then there are many main constituent responsible for the oil's energy value advantage. You have seen that how much energy oil is giving, that is only for triglyceride. Okay. Cooking oil may also contain several other components. What are the components? Let us discuss. Number one, free fatty acids. Sometimes the fatty acids may become free. Instead of when the triglyceride form, it becomes free from that triglyceride. So free fatty acids, phospholipids, phytosterols, and tryptophanols, and antioxidants, waxes. So all the chemicals are present in the oil, cooking oil. So I am just showing you how you are making soya bean and dalda and ruchikol, how I am making it. When you are making the dalda ghee, have you heard the name of dalda ghee? It's a very old name. How is it prepared? When the saturated oils, when the unsaturated oils are treated with the hydrogen in presence of a nickel catalyst at 300 degrees centigrade, then it will be undergo hydrogenation, and then it will convert into saturated oil. And saturated oil means it will be solidified at a lower temperature. ଆପଣ ଦେଖିବେ ଡାଲଡା ଘିଅଟା ସବୁବେଳେ ବସିକି ଥିବ, କିନ୍ତୁ ତେଲଟା ଆମର ସୋରିଷ ତେଲ ହଉ ରାଶି ତେଲ ଏମାନେ କିଏ ବସି ନଥିବେ, ଏମାନେ ସବୁ ଲିକ୍ୱିଡ୍ ଫର୍ମ। ତେଣୁ ଭଲ କୋଉଟା ଯୋଉଗୁଡ଼ାକ ଲିକ୍ୱିଡ୍ ଫର୍ମରେ 24 ଆୱାର ରହୁଛନ୍ତି, ଯେମିତି ଟେମ୍ପରେଚର ରହିଲେ ଦେ ଆର୍ ଗୁଡ୍ ଫର୍ ଦ ହେଲ୍ଥ। ବଟ୍ ଦୋଜ୍ ଆର୍ ନଟ୍ those are solidified actually, they are not good for the health. Okay, so this is the reaction I am telling you. If you see how many double bonds are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these are the double bonds, so they are called as unsaturation. And these unsaturations are converted to saturated by reacting with hydrogen in the presence of nickel catalyst. So it is why dalda. Sometimes we are using the open dalda ghee from market. So why these are very poisonous? Because sometimes the people do not filter the nickel. So nickel are also present inside that fat, inside that ghee. When we are eating it, it is going to our body directly. So it will make havoc, make cancer. Everything is coming to us. Not only we are becoming fatty, but also we everybody should take the proper ghee, or if you are not taking proper ghee, then it's good. Don't take ghee. Then come to the changes in cooking oil due to repeated use. Dear friends, such as we all are fond of the different type of foods I am placing here. One is the prawn, which is fried here. So there is a story. Dinner sir will tell about the prawn, how it is there, and mixing the fish and these things. So we are actually, we are not, it is a habit, not only for the shopkeepers, but in our home, it is a practice to don't throw the cooking oil. We are repeatedly using it. Yes or no? When we are repeatedly using it, it is burnt and it is wasted. So that is called as a waste cooking oil. ଆପଣ ଦେଖିବେ ଯଦି ଦୋକାନକୁ ଯିବେ ବରା ଆଳୁ ଛଣା ହେଉଥିବ ସେଇଥିରେ ତେଲ ଢାଳୁଥିବ ଏବଂ ସେଇଟା ଫୋନ୍ କରୁନଥିବ ତା ଭିତରେ କ'ଣ ପଏଜନସ୍ ଜିନିଷ ଅଛି ସେଟା ଅଛି ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ୍ ଫାଷ୍ଟ ଅକ୍ସିଡାଇଜ୍ଡ ଦ oil first oxidates, then polymerized, then break down, then formation of free fatty acid and trans fat. All the things are dangerous for us. Okay, the production of toxic compounds, harmful substances like aldehydes and acrylamide can form, especially if the foods are burnt. Then changes in cooking oil due to repeated use. What is changes? During repeated heating of oil, the amount of polar compounds, particularly free fatty acids, increases. If in a body, if in oil free fatty acid increases, it will be deposited in our body. So we become fat. You understand? If this type of fatty acid will come to our body, automatically we become fat by taking a very small amount of oil. So oil, our Prime Minister also told, don't use plenty of oil. To just slow down your heating process in oil or remove 10% of the oil from total use. Then oils with high level of polar compounds can be potentially toxic. If the polar compounds will be there inside the oil, toxic, easily absorbed by the human body. So this substance is easily absorbed. Then fresh unused oil generally contain polar content of 0.4 to 6.4 milligram per 100 grams. Generally, if it is not used previously, then it contains like this. If you use it, what happens? European countries has told that a total allowable polar content is equal to 25%. More than 25% is not allowable. Unsafe for health. Sunflower oil's polar content increased by 640%. ଆମେ polar content से maximum 25% ରଖିଛନ୍ତି. More than 25% is not allowable. କିନ୍ତୁ sunflower oil को ଆମେ 20 ଥର fry କରିବା. ତାହେଲେ ଆମେ ଯୋଉଠି ଖାଉଛେ, ମନେକର ଆମେ ଯେମିତି ବରା ଆଳୁ ଛଣା ଖାଉଛେ କି କୋଉଠି ଫାଷ୍ଟ ଫୁଡ୍ ଖାଉଛେ, they are frying the food not less than 20 times. ମାନେ ଯୋଉ ତେଲ ୟୁଜ୍ କରୁଛନ୍ତି 30 40 କେତେ କ'ଣ ସେ ହେଉଛି ଆମେ ଜାଣିନି, କାରଣ ସେ ବାରମ୍ବାର ସେଇଥିରେ ପକେଇ ଚାଲିছে, କେବେ ସେ ତେଲ ସେ ପାରିବେନି. So 20 times ଆପଣ ଫ୍ରାଏ କରୁଛନ୍ତି sunflower oilକୁ, ତାହେଲେ ସେ 640% ଇନକ୍ରିଜ୍ ହେଇଯିବ ତାର polar content. ଏବଂ ଯୋଉଟାକି ଆମେ ଯଦି ଅଲିଭ୍ ଅଏଲ୍ ନେବା ତାହେଲେ 480% ଇନକ୍ରିଜ୍ ହେଇଯିବ, ଯୋଉଟାକି ଆମ ବଡି ପାଇଁ ବହୁତ ହାର୍ମ. So more ଯୋଉଟା ହେଇଗଲା ତାକୁ ୟୁଜ୍ କରିବା କଥା ନୁହଁ. Then deep frying decreases the if you are deep frying anything oil, unsaturated fatty acids and increase the polar saturated fatty acids. Polar saturated fatty acid means danger. It will come to our body and make us fat, which increases the risk of cardiovascular disease. You know that it will be deposited in our veins and arteries and heart, everything. So it will create cardiovascular disease. Then type 2 diabetes. Understand? And the waste cooking oil also cause the Alzheimer's and other diseases. So these are the most important disease, but notorious disease for which we are suffering a lot due to eating the waste cooking oil. So these are the things. The healthy, what are the healthy oils? I said, generally speaking, oils that contain mostly the saturated and the monosaturated fats, they are healthy. Example, coconut, olive, avocado, etc. Unhealthy, who are the unhealthy? Those are soybean, cotton seed oil, corn seed, sunflower oil, safflower oil, grapeseed oil, rice bran oil. So they are unsafe. So I am going to, instead of taking the above oil, we are going to the market, sunflower oil, सस्ता আছে. रुचि गोल्ड दे दियो सस्ता আছে. ସେଟା ଆମେ ୟୁଜ୍ କରୁନେ ଦୋକାନ ବାଲା ୟୁଜ୍ କରୁଛୁ ଆମକୁ ଖାଉଛୁ କିନ୍ତୁ ଘରେ ବି ଆମେ ସେଥିରୁ ମଗେଇ ଖାଉଛୁ ସୋ ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ୍ କ୍ରିଏଟିଂ ହାଭକ୍ and now we are ମାନେ in that range ଆମେ ସମସ୍ତେ ହେଲ୍ଦି ନୁହଁ ଆମେ ସମସ୍ତେ କ'ଣ ମୋଟାମୋଟି ହେଇଯାଇଛେ ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଆମକୁ ଆମ ଓଜନ କରିବାକୁ ହେଲେ we have to reduce the oil content or do not take the oil free. So I am just going to get the health concern କହିଲେ time is very short. Contribution of biodiesel production रे how the waste cooking oil is used for biodiesel production. So biodiesel, you know what is the importance of biodiesel nowadays. Here you see, Government of India has already given some sources. If you are going to open one company or one factory where you will produce biodiesel, then government will give you 30% subsidy. If you bring 1 crore loan, then you will just give only 60 lakh to them and 30 lakh is yours. So how important government is also imposing. Here many things are there. So I am just going here. So methods to convert waste cooking oil into biodiesel. You see, what are the different methods? First, we have to take. So this is the triglyceride. This is present in the oil. This is the triglyceride which is present in oil. And when it is react with the methanol, then just this part is replaced by methanol. You see, one glycerol is formed along with the fatty acids. So these are called the ester of fatty acids. So the ester of fatty acid is nothing but biodiesel. And biodiesel and the glycerin are mixed. So you have to separate the biodiesel from the glycerin. Then you will get the biodiesel. So how you will get? You see, collect and filter the used cooking oil. Actually, by going to different places, you have to collect the biodiesel, waste cooking oil, allow them and allow any water to resettle and drain out. First you have to drain out water. Pump the oil into the processor and add catalysts such as methoxide, sodium methoxide, potassium methoxide, you add it. Then the oil react with the catalyst to form biodiesel and glycerin. Simple thing, just you add it, make the temperature, catalyst, everything is settled, and you will get the biodiesel. After filtration, you will get biodiesel. So this is the process. These are the catalysts you have added. Then if you convert it to the waste cooking oil like this filter, then biodiesel form, and this company here, and you have the biodiesel. So this is the process. So this is the process. So dear students, this is the complete of my slide due to the shortage of time. So these 4 students already completed their PhD under my guidance, and most of them are professors. And this is the IOP laboratory where I was doing the work, my research work. And my books, I have published 23 books for to portray of these students. And one of them is of engineering chemistry. Here is the engineering chemistry. In 2008, I have published engineering chemistry, and is the green chemistry, polymer chemistry, and many things. And but not only for +2, +3, PG, all the things I have published there. And about that, I have about my research work. My research work is physical chemistry as well as nuclear chemistry, and most of my students are coming from physics and chemistry. Thank you. Any question?
Any questions? Any questions from the student side?
Yes. Ask.
Okay.
You understand, students? Faculty members are also there. Sorry, sir. So this is the very simple thing. If you leave the waste cooking oil, that is the oil which is already burnt, don't use that. If you are trying to eat some fried things, so make in your home and you will become healthy. So that is my, and in this seminar, this is my suggestion to us. And I am also included in it.
Thank you, sir, for your keynote speech. Nice speaking from the waste to health and waste to wealth. Thank you, sir. Sir, from the GIT, Vinay sir, please, sir, give us more to develop our appreciation. Thank you, sir.
Vinay sir is my elder brother and Smriti sir is my younger brother. So I am maybe. I am a brother. So elder and younger. So we are the three brothers. So I am thankful to them because they have invited me to at least speak few words. It is a project work of my student where I am giving my students to do the project, pilot project, at least to prepare something in the lab. If you are doing a small amount, 1 ml of biodiesel, then I shall have. So this is the main thing. So don't make plenty of other things, at least to prepare 1 ml. That is it. Thank you.
Let's go.
243, 242. 243.
42.
After 246. Yeah, this. 246. Yes.
Good afternoon everyone, I am Pooja Marana, a PhD scholar from Civil Law University. approaches to enhance the strength and durability, and also as in the added mortar there is the presence of cement mortar in the recycled post segregated concrete, so it also increases the carbon emission. So we need to reduce that. Thank you.
243. Yes, silence please.
Of RHA, which is highly reactive, but beyond that temperature, if we want the risers, then it's going to produce crystalline silicon RHA, which is not very reactive. So we have to keep in mind that the temperature should be around 500 degrees to 700 degrees Celsius to get the high quality of RHA. So from the table we can see why we are using the riser gas, because
RHA. I have reviewed more than 30 papers of the RHA, but in this conference, because of the shortage of time, I did include 3. So first we have Priomeli. So Priomeli have taken 2 mixes with different water cement ratio from 5% to 20% of RHA replacement, and in both the mixes at 10% the compressive strength and the flexural Plus, because of their smooth angular texture, they're going to better in packing or interlocking with the ingredients in the concrete. That's why they're going to have more compressive flexural strength. Beyond 20%, what happens is it's going to reduce the strength because of more glass powder presence. Why? It's not going to absorb water like sand, but because of its sharp edges, it's going to rub each other. So it's going to increase the friction between the concrete mixture. So it's going to reduce the flow of the concrete. So if to make it workable, we have to add water. So water to cement ratio is going to be increased. So ultimately the strength is going to be more. That's why 20% is the optimum value where we should incorporate 20% of glass powder. So from this conclusion, we get that at 10% RHA, we can use 10% RHA as a partial replacement of the cement, and the glass powder we should use around 20% to show the maximum result. And about the cost analysis, because of these are the waste materials we are using, so the cost going to be reduced because these are the waste material. It's going to be very cheap. It is easily available. So they are going to be cheap if we are going to compare with the traditional concrete. Thank you. So these are the reference and
What will be your particle size? Glass and
glass powders. They use about 150 micron to 300. They're different. They use different particle size.
This is same behavior as that of like your cement.
Yes, ma'am.
In this macron size, it so same behaviors and property as compared to your cement.
Finally, we are doing the replacement.
Probably.
Finally.
Okay.
Finally.
Okay.
Sand.
So the property is same.
We are using glass powder because of the silica content and the texture.
Okay.
Because it's not going to absorb a lot of water like sand. It's not going to absorb a lot of water. That's why, and it has also have a lot of silica. The main purpose we are using these two materials because of silica. We need silica to react with calcium hydroxide to form the bond. It's going to ultimately strengthen the concrete. That's the main purpose.
Need to same advantage. If you use glass powder,
At a certain point we can. At a certain point we can.
at what percent?
At 20% it shows the optimum result. Because at 20% the reaction is going to be high. The CSH that its form is sufficient for to increase the strength. But below it's not enough glass powder to have any difference. But beyond 20% it's going to absorb a lot more. That's why at 20% it's a suitable amount we can calculate.
It is under investigated or it is already used. You are investigating this.
I am at preliminary work done. I am doing I have not started my casting, but I did specific gravity something. Thank you. Thank you.
Sabe o que eu senti?
Now, it's time to give the certificates to our presenters. Now, I'd like to request Dr. Smriti Mishra sir, Dr. Samit Kumar Mishra sir, and Dr. Amitarani madam and Dr. Dipti Rekha madam to give the certificate. First, Rajeshwari Maharana for the presentation in ICCEAS 2025. Next, Pooja Maharana for the presentation in ICCEAS 2025. Lastly, Dr. Sunita Sarangi and the best presenter in offline mode in ICCEAS 2025. Now, it's time for attendees who have attended the ICCEAS 2025. Dr. Soumya Prakash Sahu, Abhijit Chhattar, Debash Kumar Samal, Sunam Ranjan De, Aryan Mishra, Suryakant Sethi, Vishwabharati Naik, Sai Priya Rao, Balaram Pradhan, Prabhu Prashad Pati, Raymond Willington Sui, Madhushmita Maharana, Biswa with this one.